We're checking in here live with the Midweek Report, October 23rd, 2024. And you see the title. It's ProBox TV Fight Week. We got a number of ProBox events that's going on. And as you see here with me, man, with things kind of going down the way that they're doing, right? Right now, I'm looking at this first little fight here that they got going on. Of course, you got what is it, Jerry Forrest here going up against Earl Newman in this 8-round bout. Of course, you got round 7. We're in the 7th round. 2 minutes to go in the 7th round. You got Jerry Forrest looking like he's doing work here right now. He looks like he's trying to land the power shots here on Earl Newman. I expected Jerry Forrest's experience to be the major factor here in this bout. I actually picked Jerry Forrest to win this bout. But it's looking like Earl Newman here. Looking like he's scoring with the jab going to the body there. When it's halfway through round 7. I mean, this is like a play-by-play type thing here going on right now with the ProBox TV thing. Unless for those that are just tuning in, big thanks for you tuning in live here on the Midweek Report. As I talk about what's going down here with ProBox TV. Of course, this is happening over in New York City at the theater in Madison Square Garden. You got Jerry Forrest here versus Earl Newman that's going down right now. You got Michael Williams going up against Lavissus Williams. You got Edward Vasquez against Kenneth Taylor. And then you got the main event, Mio Yoshida versus Sharetta Metcalf there for the IBF bantamweight title. Now, you had Sharetta Metcalf that was on one of our partners, podcasts or shows or Twitter Spaces there with Brunch Boxing. Was there what was it, a couple of weekends ago as she was preparing for this rematch here against Mio Yoshida, as she had the win over Mio Yoshida earlier was a couple fights ago, right? So this is a rematch and this time for the IBF bantamweight title. Right now, we're going to the closing seconds here of round 7. Jerry Forrest trying to score big left hands here on Earl Newman. They're in the clinch there right now. So they're in the clinch. Looking like it's going to be there to the end of the 7th round as Ruff steps in, and it's going to round 8. So we're going to go 8 full rounds here with Jerry Forrest and Newman, right? Earl Newman. Now, as I said, this is part of one event here that they're going to have on ProBox. They're also scheduled to have, or ProBox TV is going to be involved in another event coming up this coming Saturday in Dallas, Texas, Kate Bailey Hutchinson Convention Center. Yeah, that's a pretty interesting name there. As you're going to have Albert Bell going up against Jose Guardado Ortiz. I did have an interview there with Albert Bell some time back as we were talking about this upcoming fight and the fight card. It's supposed to be like, what is it, U.S. versus Mexico. You're going to have Mickey Bay versus Sergio Jimenez on this bout. Tyler McCreary versus Hugo Alberto Castaneda. Rasheem Brown against Alfredo Cruz also in this. So you got a number of ProBox cards and events that are going to be happening here. And of course, he had the whole thing with No Excuse Promotions that was also part of the thing there with ProBox TV. And thing is, the ropes that they're using here for this thing here at the theater at Madison Square Garden, they were using them in Rosecroft Raceway. Inside information. But yeah, so now we're at round 8 there with Forrest and Newman. And let's see here. Newman is coming off of his front foot. He's trying to, see what he could get here on the, of course, Jerry Forrest there as a southpaw. He's kind of, fighting on the defensive stance, fighting, while going backwards and trying to stand his ground right there. But, we having, Jerry Forrest landing a couple of these left hands. He tried to land with the left uppercut, missed that. Newman pushes him to the ropes while Jerry Forrest still tries to get inside with the left hand while Newman has his guard up. So we got something there. Oh, Newman goes to the body. Doesn't attack to the body. We're getting close to the midway point there of the 8th and final round for this bout. You got Jerry Forrest still trying to pump the jab, right jab right jab, and then throwing the left. Oh, 4 punch combination there. Good head movement by Newman. More head movement by Newman right there. Jerry Force laying the left hook right there, going back there to the jab and whatnot. And Lee left. So he's switching things up. Was able to avoid a couple of punches right there. They're in the clinch, but they're fighting close quarters also. Hey man, this might be a close bout. We got to see here how this turns out here. This could be Jerry Forrest almost landed a serious left hook right there. All right, you got like I said, he's throwing those lefts, man. He's throwing those lefts here on Newman. Newman still continuing to go forward. He's a taller man there. Here we go. We're under a minute left in the final round. And you got Jerry Force. Oh, he got stuck with a jab though by Newman. Oh, Newman almost landed with the right hand, but ended up getting tied up there with that. Now here we go. Jerry Force still, pumping the jab. I mean, you see that like he's a little bit fatigued there, but he's still throwing those punches. Still, good right hand follow up there by Jerry Force. 17 seconds left. And this is going to be a close round to score, I think. We're going to see here because it might be the difference there, in this. Ooh, that was a left uppercut there by Jerry Force there before the end of that 8th round. Ooh, that could be the difference there in the round there by Jerry Force. Oh, man, and he goes to his corner, and he is kneeling there on his corner. Looks like he is flat out exhausted, but he got through these 8 rounds. There also, there were Earl Newman getting through those 8 rounds there. So, we got to see here what happens here with this decision, man. We got to see how this goes. But, like I was saying, man, I got all this action that's going down. I had also recently, posted an interview with Demetrius Salita of Salita Promotions that happened earlier today. He talks about, what's been happening there with Salita Promotions. Also, including what happened in Big Time Boxing that took place in Puerto Rico this past Saturday. And, of course, what went down at the IBF Super Middleweight title fight between Vladimir Shishkin and William Skull, and how those judges were, pretty much wild on. They were like a little bit insane on that. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing about it. Man, this thing here for now. I'm just trying to share this thing here, man. Big ups for everyone that's listening live. I'm just waiting to see here what they're gonna say here as far as like the decision. I might hit the mute button or whatever it is so I can hear this decision. So yeah, let me see what's going down. I'm gonna hit the mute button or whatnot here. Well, I don't know, man. I don't know. Well, let's see what they got going on. Let's see. Yeah, they ain't read the decisions yet, man. They ain't read the decisions. So, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to see if I can go ahead and share this stream here on the social media platforms. And then, you'll see what goes down here on this thing. So let's see what they got, man. You got Jerry Force here talking some stuff. All right, we got the referee here, grabbing their arms and all that type of stuff. We'll see here who is one who when the Jerry Force with the unanimous decision win, 2 scores of 78-74, 1 score of 79-73. He pretty much like won what, like 7 the 8 rounds on one scorecard, and 6 of the 8 on 2 of the scorecards, something like that. Yeah. So Jerry Force gets a unanimous decision win there in that particular bout there against Earl Newman. So he is there on the win column as he had a couple of losses there before having a bout against Robert Hall in September of last year. So he hadn't been in the ring for over a year, and then he was able to get this 8-round bout against Earl Newman, and I feel like from what I was seeing, I was able to catch it from the 4th round on that it was a good scrap, man. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Those rounds were the good little scraps, man. I mean, both of them were kind of landing some good punches in there. They were landing some good punches in there. So, props for Jerry Forrest here. He gets the win, gets back in the win column out there, and we'll see what happens with him in 2025. This is what was it? Part of course, a Ludabella card there. Ron Cash is a matchmaker and whatnot. We know like Jerry Forrest had kind of been matched up with a few guys there, whether it was like under the Top Rank banner or something like that, and that he's this has been a struggle here for Jerry Forrest, as you had in his previous 6 fights, he only had 1 win, 3 losses, and 2 draws. And those 2 draws were, really, really key in his career, because one of them was against Zhilei Zhang, and the other one was against Michael Hunter. So you have Jerry Forrest here, who has faced a good amount of notable fighters in the heavyweight division. I mentioned 2 of them. He also faced Carlos Takam, Kubrat Pulev, and Jared Anderson in 2022 at the Madison Square Garden, actually there, where he was pretty much like stopped within 2 rounds. I was at that about fight card, and yeah, it was like he was not really that engaging after Jared Anderson was like putting some pause to him there in the 1st round and then in the 2nd round too. So but he's back in the win column. He'll be back at it, back on the grind and all that type of stuff. I'm gonna see maybe I could hit him up, whether it's on Facebook or something like that, and see what's going to be there next for him, man. So props there to brother Jerry Forrest, him getting this win over Earl Newman by unanimous decision. Like I said, he pretty much like won almost every round on one of the judges' scorecards, and won 6 of the 8 rounds on 2 of the judges' scorecards. So we got to see here what is next up. Let's see. Oh, they got some. What did they say? Friday, November 1st. There, Contender Series that they got going down, man. Oh yeah, McCrory versus Carrillo. There on November 1st on ProBox TV. I'm telling you, man, ProBox, man, they've been doing some work here in 2024, man. They've been doing some work here in 2024. Of course, what happened last Wednesday, with Chris Colbert. Man, Chris Colbert. And think about it. What do we have? We had Jared Hurd there versus Jason Rosario. What was that, in August? Man, oh man, that was probably the fight of the year there on ProBox, right? But like I said, they've been doing some work, having a number of these fighters be able to be put in positions to have these fights. And think about it, in boxing, as a fighter, you got to have those opportunities to get in there and get some fights in. Depending on the level or where you're at, you want to be able to get in there, get busy, stay busy, all that type of stuff, right? So, with ProBox, whether they're based there in Plant City, Florida, or as they say this year, they've been out on the road, they've been able to do some work. They've had the events there in DC, a couple of events in the DC area, that I've been to. They have this thing here in New York City. They're going to have something going down in Dallas this weekend. So they're having different locations that they're able to put these fight cards together, or be able to televise a number of the fight cards that are taking place. Because like here in this particular case, you have Lou DiBella, of course, of DiBella Entertainment, that is putting together this fight card that you have here going down right now on ProBox. And of course, from this past Saturday, you had Lamont Roach Sr. of No Excuse Promotions put down that fight card, there with the Prospect Show. So that's the thing there, as far as having this boxing content on ProBox TV, and it's available for $3.99. The Zone, they got their thing. ESPN, they got their thing. Amazon Prime, they got their thing. You know what I'm saying? But ProBox TV, $3.99. You watch on YouTube. You watch on the app. You know what I'm saying? All right. Well, what we got next up? We got Edward Vasquez versus Kenneth Taylor. That's coming up here. On this thing, right? While they get that thing, situated and getting going, just got to talk about a couple of things here that's coming up, right? Because we have a bout that is in the 140-pound division. That is a key bout in the 140-pound division, right? We got Jack Catterall versus Regis Prograis in Manchester, England. Yes, that will be on the Zone, right? And of course, Regis Prograis, former world champion, they're in the 140-pound division. Has kind of, been looking like he's on the downside of his career, right? He, of course, had that bout there against Devin Haney last year, was knocked down in that bout, ended up being a unanimous decision win for Devin Haney. It was pretty much like a clean sweep there for Devin Haney on that bout. And in the one before that Prograis had was against Danielita Zorita, where, it seemed like he was having a little bit of trouble trying to keep up with Zorilla there. And it ended up being a split decision win for Regis Prograis, right? But, this is, a guy that, had been there as like I said, multiple times a world champion or whatnot. And now he's trying to see if he could get back in the mix there at 140 pounds. So he's there at 35 years old, right? And at 140, 35 years old, you would think that that's kind of like, they're on the back end of a fighter's career, pro fighter's career. They're in the 140-pound division. But now, he has another shot to kind of get himself in the game going up against Jack Catterall. Of course, Jack Catterall had the lone loss to Josh Taylor by split decision in 2022, where he could have been the undisputed super lightweight title. And I said in that particular bout, I feel like Josh Taylor got cooked. You know what I'm saying? They ended up having a rematch. And you had, of course, Jack Catterall get a unanimous decision win. And the classic rant from our guy, Bob Arum. I will never have another one of my fighters fight in the UK ever again, or something like that. That's what he was saying. I'm like, come on, man, what's going on? And then you had Eddie Hearn in the back, laughing, he was like Billy Aiken right there, because he knew. Because he gave Bob Arum the microphone, and when he gave Bob Arum the microphone, he knew what Bob Arum was going to do, so that's why I gave him the microphone. You know what I'm saying? But for Jack Catterall, he's there as a, seeing if he could, be in contention for a world title there at 140 pounds yet again. So him going up against former world champion should pretty much get him in the mix, particularly since you're gonna have Barbosa that's gonna be involved in a fight here coming up real soon. Number of other fighters at 140 pounds will be involved in some fights. Kenny Sims Jr., Richardson Hitchens, supposedly Sandor Martin. We'll wait to see how that goes. Subriel Matias has got to get back in the mix after losing to Liam Paro. So this right here has, Jack Catterall ranked at number 2 in the WBO. And you got Regis Prograis ranked number 7 in the WBO. In the IBF, Jack Catterall is ranked number 3. Regis Prograis number 7. So this is a very key bout in the super lightweight division. Hey, I'll also add this. Catterall is ranked number 2 in the WBC, number 4 in the WBA. So that's going to be a really, really key bout there in the super lightweight division, right? All right, here we go, man. We got this thing here next up as far as what's going on live on ProBox TV, right? You got thing here with Edward Vasquez and Kenneth Taylor in a 10-round bout. Okay, first round going up into the tail end of the first round. Looking like we got Kenneth Taylor here moving around the ring on the outside. You got Vasquez here trying to get within range and do some work here within the first round. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we got. Ooh, good shot there from Vasquez before the end of the first round. And of course we got our guy. You got our guy Dave Chappelle as a referee. Yeah, that's right, Dave Chappelle as a referee, right? So this is going to be what should be like three fights here that they say is going to be on the ProBox TV joint. So we're seeing here. Oh, well, that was a good right hand there that connected a little bit there from Edward Vasquez, right? So they're going into round 2 in this bout, but like I said, this has been some good work here from ProBox TV. I mean, they've been having a number of events coming up. They usually have things coming up like once every couple of weeks, but now they've had a series of events that have been coming up, where they could either have it televised live, or they'll be able to put it on there on the YouTube channel there like a little bit later. So I mean that's what's going down right now there when it comes to ProBox TV. All right, well, that was a weird start there to the second round. Weird start there to the second round. You got Taylor there. Well, yeah, he almost got hit there with a good shot. He's still trying to fight on the outside there, while Vasquez is looking like he's very short with his punches, like having his hands up, throwing the punches like this. So from point A to point B is not that far to get. So he's been able to land left jabs that way and everything like that, while Taylor is fighting off his back foot, having his guard there and kind of like bringing up his left that way. So got some inside work going on there. Like I said, man, you got our guy. You got our guy, man. Like I call him Dave Chappelle, man. It's Dave Chappelle as a referee, man. And you see if we could break him up there a little bit, but yeah, Taylor continued to fight, using the jab while moving backwards, almost like a counter punching type of style, but just using the jab, trying to keep the range from Edward Vasquez here in the second round. Halfway point through the second round on this particular bout, man. So we that's what we got going on. Oh, well, Vasquez landed with a couple of hooks there. Uppercut, another right hook, landed with the left jab too. looking like I would say Vasquez has the early advantage here so far, with almost 1 minute left. They're in the second round. Okay. Um, so that's what's going down right now. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not seeing good right uppercut there from Vasquez. Good right uppercut from Vasquez there, man. So seeing we got some action there going on. Like I said, man, with this guy Kenneth Taylor like fighting off his back foot, man, just using the jab and just trying to keep the range. And right now, I'm not sure if that's working all too well for him. He might have to, try something else here in this bout because right now I feel like Vasquez really has the advantage. He's landing the short shots, short hooks, the power shots for sure. So with that being said, he landed the right uppercut just right up before the end of the second round, and another right hook, right there. So I would say it's a very, very good start here from Edward Vasquez here so far after 2 rounds. All right. So this is at the Theater of Madison Square Garden. I've been there a number of times, particularly over the past year or so. There at the Theater of Madison Square Garden. So good venue, to have bouts, have fighting, and all that type of stuff. But fairly small though, fairly small, and you only have that one side to where you'll have a majority of the fans sit at. So if you're watching the ProBox thing right now, we see those fans that are just like they're on the rows of seats. Though that's like pretty much it when it comes to like having the rows go up and up and up. On the sides and where the camera is, there ain't really that much room or no room at all. You know what I'm saying? But that being said, we're going to round 3, and hey, man, you got Taylor doing the same thing. Fighting off his back foot, throwing the jab. I think he's inviting Vasquez in here. But the thing about it is that you gotta make Vasquez pay if you're going to go with that route. And right now I'm not seeing something where it's more of like a counterpunch type of thing there with Taylor. And Vasquez is really doing the work there on the inside. And like I said, with his guard and him, just being short with his punches. He's being short with the jab, coming with the hook, jab, hook, uppercut, real short. So the timing from point A to point B is not that much. From here to here instead of from down here to up here, or down here to level is here to here to here. Sometimes that helps a lot. Of course, the one of the most famous people, probably the most famous person to have that type of style. It's almost like a peekaboo style. Mike Tyson, right? Mike Tyson, peekaboo style, and bam, 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 short, and he's like pretty short, of course, for heavyweight, stocky, but having that lower body strength, one, but overall strength, two. Made sure that he made the most out of every punch that he threw. Now, they're here in this particular division, being that height mainly there with Edward Vasquez. He's they're kind of like listed at 5'7". So he's able to just get to his opponent fairly quickly with his high guard, and it's he's kind of been successful here so far, like within these almost 3 rounds now. So kind of like a very good there. Was there with the left uppercut, then follow with the left jab. So pretty successful there with that. It seems like you got Taylor there, trying to throw the jab and then also throw the counter. But like I said, I mean, Vasquez is continuing to pursue him, and it almost looks like he's looking to try to break him down because, like I said, he's been a little bit more accurate with his punches and able to land the power shots here on Taylor. So this is, very, very, very good start here for Vasquez here in these 3 rounds. We got 3 out of 10 rounds here with this one. And the thing is, trying to see how this thing goes. There, I might, just kind of like follow up with this here for about a round or two, and then get continue to watch or enjoy this event right here, and also pretty much like had a similar long day, and I'm hungry. Okay, I'm just a minute. I'm hungry, man. I got spaghetti or something. So make some spaghetti and partake in some spaghetti for the day. All right. So that's that. But as in and around three, as I said, Edward Vasquez right now has the advantage. I'm thinking, what Taylor's doing right now. Like I said, fighting off a back foot and try to keep Vasquez away with the jab isn't quite working. You gotta be able to follow up with a right hand or do a 1, 2, 3, something, or a 1, 2, 3 to the body, like kind of slow Vasquez down or throw the jab to the body. Throw the jab to the body, pause his momentum coming forward or coming at you, so to speak, and try to, get Vasquez off his game. Because right now, Vasquez has just been able to, move forward continuously here. And here we are, it's out around 4, and we're seeing more of the same thing. Taylor, being on the outside and just allowing Vasquez to, get to him. Now he tried to do a counter punch right there, tried to do a counter right hand, and ended up missing. So we got to see how he's going to be able to get back in this. Because I like right now I had Vasquez up here 3 rounds already. What is Taylor going to do here to get back in it? All right, he's landing a couple of counter punches here, counter right hands. But let's see if he has a little bit more here. Like I said, fighting off the back foot, you kind of giving yourself a little bit of a bad start if you just throw the jab while being on the back foot and then allowing your opponent to be able to get to you. So that's what we've seen here in the first 2 rounds. Now he's starting to open up his offense, throwing 2 and 3 punch combinations. Here, Vasquez still coming forward, still able to try to land these short shots and was able to do so. So this one might be a little bit of a close round. We'll see here going into the halfway point of this fight. But once again, this is part of the events going down here for ProBox TV. This is live. Of course, they have another event coming up here on October 26th that they're involved with, headlined by Albert Bell versus Jose Guardado Ortiz. And Albert Bell, of course, is a top contender there in the 130-pound division, of course. So I want to see how he does. Oh man, good left hand there from Vasquez there. But yeah, I want to see how Albert Bell does in that particular bout. Of course, he had that interview with Albert Bell some time back. You could go ahead and check that out on YouTube. If you're currently on Rumble, you can check it out on YouTube. And we got to see how he does there in that particular bout. But we have that coming up. I did mention the thing there with Jack Catterall versus Regis Prograis. You have the rematch between O'Shaquie Foster and Robeson Conceição for Conceição's WBC 130-pound title. It's coming up. So that's going to be over in Verona, New York, top rank event. So it'll be on ESPN Plus and whatnot. And November 8th, you're going to have Keyshawn Davis, the businessman. Keyshawn Davis, that'll be fighting in his hometown of Norfolk, right? And he'll be going up against Gustavo Lemos, all right? And it's going to be, DB3. We're going to have Keon Davis in his pro debut going up against Jalen Moore. You're going to have Kelvin Davis going up against Yair Solano on that. And you also have included Abdullah Mason on the card, Troy Isley on the card, and Rais Alim is on the card. So I'm like, that's something there where a number of notable fighters, if you've been, following the sport for a good little minute and been following, top rank there for a good little minute, have a number of these young fighters that are being featured on this card in Norfolk, Virginia. on November 8th. Trying to, like I said, I'm going to be out there for that joint. And then the following night in Philadelphia, we are going to have Jaron Boots Ennis in action once again as he faces Karen Chikazian. Yes, it is a rematch, but this time for the IBF welterweight title. And then also you're going to have Jesse Bam Rodriguez going up against Pedro Guevara, right? Hold on. Well, what's going on? What's going down? What's happening? Looked like you had like a little bit of a break here. Looks like, man, what did he do? Suck the fight? Oh, hold on. Look like they stopped the fight or something, man. I don't know what's going on. It looks like this fight is over already. What's happening? Yeah, it looks like it's stopping the fight or something. I don't know what's happening. Oh man, hold on, y'all. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Yep, that's what happened. It got stopped, man. That's crazy. That is crazy. I mean, you really didn't have, much that said that, Kenneth Taylor was really in that much of a, issue. But hey, after losing by majority decision in his last bout against Victor Hernandez, and then going up against Edward Vasquez here, where Vasquez looked like he was pretty much very comfortable in this particular bout, and then they had a little bit of John here back and forth or whatnot. I don't know if it was a corner that kind of stopped the bout there for Kenneth Taylor, but Edward Vasquez gets a TKO win right there. So there's that, man. But like I said, I mean, that was mainly what I had here for the midweek report. Very, very short here in this one. Like I said, we really don't have a lot of stuff as far as the thing there where you have the whole feature events or whatever it is, but there's still a lot of boxing action here coming up this weekend. Like I said, you got this right now, right? You got what's going on Saturday in Dallas, Texas, and then also you're gonna have Jack Catterall versus Regis Prograis in the 140-pound division on Saturday night. And then November, we got a lot of action that's coming up on November. And you'll just check us out there for the Boxing Source podcast. Sundays, usually scheduled for 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. And we're going to be following up with what was happening here on Saturday, and a look ahead to all the action that's coming up in November. So big thanks for everyone that's listening live. Be sure to hit the like button, whether you're on Rumble or on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button on either one of those things. Really appreciate it here on the Boxing Source, and I will catch y'all later. Peace out.